Okay, so now we've talked about a lot of different mental illnesses. We've talked about the difference between, say, emotional distress versus mental illness. Now I want to talk about panic attacks and anxiety episodes. In an article by Elizabeth DeVille written in October 31st, 2018, she has an article entitled Panic Attacks and Anxiety Episodes Linked to Vitamin Deficiencies in Groundbreaking Study. With approximately 40 million adults across the United States experiencing anxiety each year, scientists and researchers have dedicated their careers to trying to better understand this condition. Despite this work, we are still somewhat unclear on what actually causes this condition to occur. Characterized by feelings of nervousness and restlessness, increased heart rate, hyperventilation, sweating, trembling, difficulty concentrating, and uncontrolled worry, it has the ability to impact every area of one's life. There are many theories regarding the root cause of this condition, including genetics, brain chemistry, environmental factors, or other medical factors and/or diseases. However, nothing has been proven definitively. Instead, the scientific community continues to explore these leads further in the hope of an answer. One small study out of Japan may provide an important insight into the connection between nutritional deficiencies and mental health, revealing that low levels of vitamin B6 and iron may actually trigger the chemical changes in the brain responsible for panic attacks, hyperventilation, and other forms of anxiety. The research team analyzed the nutritional levels of 21 participants with varying levels of anxiety, panic attacks, and hyperventilation episodes. While some experienced minor attacks, manageable at home, others were severe enough to result in emergency room visits. They tested these participants for a number of different nutritional deficiencies or abnormalities in the hope of identifying a pattern. At the same time, they ran a similar set of tests on a control group of 20 people, comparing the two. The data showed that those who were experiencing anxiety were found to have lower levels of B6 and iron than those in the healthy group. Why is this important? One of the most accepted theories regarding the development of anxiety is that it is caused by a chemical imbalance in the brain, with serotonin seen as a key player. This is due to the fact that serotonin is one of the happiness hormones. And you know, that's something that I'm going to be getting into in further videos that I do, where I'm going to be talking about how to increase your level of happiness. So this serotonin information is going to be very useful in our exploration of how to increase your level of happiness. At any rate, I digress. So they found that the serotonin is one of the happiness hormones responsible for triggering the reward and pleasure centers of the brain. Serotonin is synthesized from the amino acid tryptophan. And both iron and vitamin B6 play an important role in this process. Therefore, an absence of these nutrients can ultimately cause a decrease in serotonin levels. In fact, many of today's antidepressant drugs work on the same theory by boosting serotonin levels in order to regulate mental health. The study's authors wrote, "These results suggest that low serum concentrations of vitamin B6 and iron are involved in panic attacks and hyperventilation. Further studies are needed to clarify the mechanisms involved in such differences." So, serotonin, and remember we've spoken about serotonin before when we talked about depression. Serotonin is one of the most widely recognized and frequently researched terms on Google. Of all the neurotransmitters, it is intricately involved in numerous core physical processes such as regulation of sleep, appetite, and aggression. Serotonin is also a key player in mood, anxiety, fear, and the general sense of well-being imbalances in serotonin, particularly relative to norepinephrine and dopamine, are common causes of certain types of depression. Antidepressants that block serotonin's reuptake back into serotonin neurons are among the most common of all classes of medications prescribed. Serotonin deficiency is a common contributor to mood problems. Some feel it is an epidemic in the United States. Serotonin is key to our feelings of happiness and very important for our emotions because it helps defend against both anxiety and depression. Many of the current biochemical theories of depression focus on the biogenetic amines, which are a group of chemical compounds important in neurotransmission. Most importantly, norepinephrine, serotonin, and to a lesser extent, dopamine. So, next week we're going to be talking about what the causes or contributions are of serotonin deficiency. See you next week.